These homemade flour tortillas are so easy to make, and all you need is two ingredients. Two. And I'll show you how. I'm going to be using White Wings flour. I've tried them all, and I always come back to this one. Tried and true. It's my preferred. And 1 cup of hot water. See that steam coming out? I put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. So now let me get my bowl, and I can begin. I have 3 cups of flour, and let me just show you. It's very fine, like very sifted. It's not clumpy. And I think that's why I like this flour. No need to add salt, baking powder, lard, butter, none of that. Just the water. It has everything in there that you need. So you know, like just like in my other videos, I gradually add the water, little by little. And then I just mix like this. I'm going to keep doing this slowly, adding the water until the dough comes all together. So I would say these tortillas are more on the beginner level. I don't know why I haven't made a video showing this before. So those of you, you're still having trouble, that your tortillas aren't coming out right, try this way. So the dough is almost there, and I just add a little bit, just a little drop towards the end, like that. Because if I add too much, it's going to get mushy and it's ruined. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. I know it looks like a big old glob of nothing until I start to knead it. And this is how much water is left, so I didn't need the whole cup. So just because I say a cup of hot water doesn't necessarily mean you're going to use it all. Just keep adding it until it starts to form like this. And all I'm going to do now is start to knead it. Put your timer. You want to knead for a good 3 to 5 minutes. And then you're going to see that this is going to look nice and smooth. And I'll show you in a second. Okay, so here it is after kneading it. I'm going to let it rest in my bowl. I'm going to cover it with a clean towel and leave it there for about 10 minutes. You can leave it longer, but I wouldn't recommend going past 30 minutes. Okay, so time to make the dough balls. It's kind of hard for me to explain how I do it. I know everyone has their own technique, but let me just show you the dough. It's nice and like elastic. Okay, so all I do is I take it, I pinch it, and then I pull it off. They're all going to be different sizes, so that's all I do. So I'm going to keep doing that. Pinch and pull. Okay, so I was able to get 10. I told you they weren't going to be like even. So all I do is I take it and I don't know how to explain this, but I just like tuck it and I keep turning it as I do it. Let me get over here. I tuck it and I turn. And I just keep doing it like that. I have to do it kind of fast. And then I just take the middle, push it in, and I get this perfect little dough ball, or the style. I do it better when I do it faster. I know my fingers look funny doing it, but I've been doing it for 30 some years, and that's what works for me. So let me continue making the tostales. So right here, I like to take some all-purpose flour and lightly flour it. I don't like to dredge my dough balls in it, just, lightly, like that. I do this because it helps when rolling them. It makes it a lot easier. But before I start to roll these, I'm going to take you over to the stove because I get asked a lot, what temperature do you have your stove on? So let me go show you. I have an electric stove, so I have only high, medium, or low. So when I'm going to preheat it, I always put it to about right there. I've already regulated my temperature. This is what I use. I use my iron skillet comal. So now that's preheating right now. So over to rolling. So here on my clean surface, I'm going to take my dough ball. I like to take it like this, push down, just like that, and then I'm going to start to roll. I'm trying to give you a good view. So, okay. So I always roll up, down, counterclockwise, up, down, counterclockwise. I don't flip mine over. I just keep turning like that. I'm going to continue rolling them. And then we'll go over to the stove and start to cook them. Let me show you how they're rolling out nice and good by letting them rest. And by lightly dusting them with flour. It's not sticking. It's not shrinking back. It's rolling out good. Okay, so while I was rolling, I can smell this getting hot. So now I'm going to take my dial and put it right there in the middle. Now I'm going to lower it. Okay, back to rolling. I'm ready to start cooking them, but let me show you how hot my comal is. Say. But here's a little tip. If you let yours get too hot, like it is smoking, get your paper towel, wet it with cold water, and just go over it once to get that top layer off. Just like this. And it's good to go. See how hot it was? That lets you know when it starts to bubble instantly like that, it was at a good temperature. Now I'm going to place them over here in a clean towel in my container, and I'm going to continue cooking the rest. And just keep, if you have to use a spatula, just lift it up, and if it starts to look like it's browning, then go ahead and flip it. They don't take long to cook at all. And that one is done. And here they are, all done. Make sure that you keep them covered either in a plastic container or a Ziploc, otherwise they're going to get wet from the steam. So you keep them covered, just like that. But yes. So let me show you that they are soft, pliable. You can roll them. They're just as delicious as the other ones. If you make this recipe, please tag me, mention me, or duet me. I would love to see how they came out for you.